Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing another layout using the Pumpkin Spice collection by Close to My Heart. If you have not seen the other layouts I've completed using this collection, be sure to check out my description box. I'll go ahead and link them down there. I am going to be scrapping that photo there of my grandson holding his little pumpkin. And I'm going to go ahead and use this dotted design as my background and also pull in that striped pattern paper as well. Now from the paper pack, all I will have left would be these two pattern papers here that's pretty busy, so it's definitely going to be a challenge on how to use those on a layout. I am also going to pull in a few of the Picture My Life cards from this same collection, and I will go ahead and link all of these items I used today down in my description box. So next up, I'm going to work on adding a few mats behind my photo. Now the photo I took is using a Snapchat filter. So you can see on the photo there are some frames around the photo and they are offset. They're not straight down, they're just slanted a bit. So I decided to go ahead and add some mats behind the photo with the same idea, having them offset a little. So I'm going to go ahead and cut into these cards and just cut out the part that you're going to see and save the inside in case I need to add a bit of that card, the color, the design later on this layout. So I'm going to use mostly this dotted design here. I'm just playing around with it right now. Once I have it in place how I want it to be, I'm going to use my ATG adhesive here and go ahead and adhere that top frame. And I'll do the same with the frame that I cut off for the bottom. So although I have my frames a little offset, I wanted my photo to be straight on my layouts. I'm using my T-square ruler right now to make sure it's nice and straight once I'm adding it to that striped paper. Next up, I am going to trim it down just a tiny bit on that side, on the left side. I considered removing some from the bottom and top, but I'm just going to leave it the full 12 inches. Now, the dotted paper I'm going to use as my background, as my base. I'm going to cut off just two strips that's 3 inches each and place them on either side of that striped paper, which would be 7 inches. I am going to go ahead and place them at 2.5 inches behind that striped paper. And I'm using my T-square ruler once again to make sure I have the full 12-inch across. So now I'm going to go ahead and add a title to my layout, and I'm using one of the stickers as my title. And I'm inking the edge right now using that Harbor ink pad, which is actually one of the colors in this collection, so it goes perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of foam adhesive behind that sticker, so I'll be adding a little bit of dimension to the layout by lifting that off the page. So here are some of the cards that I pulled out from the Picture My Life card set, and I'm going to use my favorite scissors here for fussy cutting to cut out all of those pumpkins. And you can see there, fussy cutting these are so easy to do with the scissors, and you can also see that I am moving the paper, not the scissors, and that makes it a lot easier too. Here I have my last set of pumpkins. I'm actually going to leave these all in a strip like it is there on that card and use it like that below my photo. So here I'm adding in some word phrases from the sticker sheet, and once again I'm inking the edges of those word phrases. And I'm going to go ahead and arrange my pumpkins. Now there are some pumpkins also on the sticker sheet, and you can see those have the white border around them, and I actually left the white border on those, and I'm going to add some foam adhesive behind them to lift them off the page. So some of the pumpkins will have the white edges, and those I went ahead and inked the edges with the Harbor ink pad. And some of the pumpkins that I cut out from those Picture My Life cards, those will not have a white frame, and that's perfectly fine. I love how it looked even though they're combined like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and arrange all of my pumpkins in a cluster under my photo. I also used the little word phrase that was on that card that says pick up the patch, and I stuck that right in between the pumpkins there. And you can see I also added a cluster down to the bottom right of the page. So next up, I'm going to add some splatters, and you can see I'm going to press my ink pad, the lid into the ink pad there. I have the ink there, some water from my water brush, and I'm going to add water until it's fluid enough to add splatters. You can definitely use the same technique to watercolor images as well using these ink pads. And I'm just going to use some paper towel to clean that lid up. Now, I probably pressed a little bit too much. Next time I won't, because you can see I had a lot left over there. So now I'm going to add this tiny cluster here to the top of my photo, and then I'll ink the edges using that Harbor ink pad once again. Now you can see here I added 2 strips of paper there, pattern paper, and the Harbor cardstock on the top and the bottom of the striped pattern paper in the center there, but I had it a little offset, and after a while I was not liking how it looked at all. So you'll see I will switch it out for some gray cardstock in a few moments, and that won't stay either, but for now it's there. And I'm gonna add in some sequins. So I'm grabbing here some loose sequins, also from Close to My Heart, and I'm just gonna add some to my clusters. I'm gonna adhere those using my liquid glass with that fine tip applicator. And once I have those in place, I'll go ahead and work on those strips. So here I grabbed the striped paper once again. I'm gonna add a strip to the bottom and the top, but you can see it's in the opposite direction of the piece that's on the center of the layout. I'm adding in one more sequence there to the top of the page, and here's a close-up look at the completed layout. You can see most of these pumpkins are from the Picture My Life cards. Some of them are from the sticker sheets, and adding in some sequins and some splatters, a very simple title, and I love how this looks. Very simple, fast and easy, and I hope you guys are inspired by this layout today. If you are, if you like the process, be sure to give me a thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget, check out my description box for a list of all these items I used today, as well as other layouts that I've completed using this collection. I want to thank you all for watching today, and until my next video, bye.